Greetings to all. We are seeing a series of several projects implemented in Python, especially with both user interface as well as backend. In this particular series, we are going to see a security app for showing a demo on how to do encryption and decryption. The entire user interface is built in Tkinter, and the backend is nothing but a normal program to implement Wignare cipher. Yes. So not going into the depth of Ignore cipher, let us see what is encryption and decryption first. Encryption is nothing but if you give any plain text message, say hi, how are you? And if you are going to transfer that message to a person who is actually recording that message without any damages or without any leakages, then that message need to be preserved. So what I'll do, we will be converting that message into a ciphertext so that it cannot be understood by a third party person. When the reliable receiver or the receiver who is actually going to receive this particular message can use a particular key to decrypt that cipher back to the plain text so that he can read that particular message. So secure transfer can be ensured, and both the sender and receiver can also ensure that that message is secured. Well, apart from those two people, others cannot read the message if and only then a key is not released, right? So let us execute this particular app, how it is working. I'll be giving the name of me, and that Raja Subramanian, just for something to record what are the usages done in this particular app. Then I'll be giving the message which I need to convert into a ciphertext. So I say, hi, I am teaching Python. Hi, I'm teaching Python. This is my message. Next, I'll be giving some key. The key should be a number in Wignare cipher. So I give some key, say 23. And here we have two modes, say encrypt mode or decrypt mode. So I need to encrypt this plain text message. So I give E for encrypt. Now I click the show message option. And in the result, I give the ciphertext. Very easy. The huge Wignare cipher is actually made into a very single button click option. A good app for encryption and decryption. Great. Now we need to verify whether this ciphertext is correct or not. So what I'll do, I'll copy this ciphertext and put it into this plain text message. So I delete this, I put the ciphertext over here. The entire ciphertext over here is actually put into this message. Now with the same key, let me decrypt and see whether my plain text is recovered or not. So let me see. Yes, I get it. I have, hi, I am teaching Python. Great, I have a good encryption and decryption demo app. So this demo can be used for any person who is learning security for an initial purpose so that he can understand encryption and decryption clearly. And it also motivate him to develop such Python application for other security algorithms, say DES, RSA, Diffie-Hellman, and many other key generation algorithms or encryption decryption algorithms, so that his Python app knowledge also will increase and the security knowledge will also increase. Let us go into the programming phase of this particular app. It is very simple, and you have to map this program exactly with the Tkinter app. So if you see the Tkinter app, you have the initially secret messaging with Wignare cipher. Then you have an encryption decryption demo, and you are having the dynamic date being displayed, and you have the title of the app, say message encryption and decryption. So have this in mind and see the program here, that I create a root application. That is, this is the root, and this is actually having control over this X icon. So if I close this, entire application will close, and that control in the program is nothing but the root. If I close the root, everything will close. And the geometry, I can also fix the static size of the app. I fix it to be 1200 into 6000, and the config, I want the color to be set. The background color is cyan. So if you see, the entire background color is going to be cyan. And the title of the app, message encryption and decryption, everything goes on top of root because everything is going to be displayed in root only. Next, I give frames. Frames is nothing but small windows that appears on this. That is actually the frames. So the frames will be displayed in orange, right? So initially I have this as a frame, and this frame is displayed in orange. Next, and that orange should go on top. and I have frames, and I have another thing to be displayed on the left, and that is this particular portion, and the result will be displayed on the right portion. So those things I have actually fixed just by fixing the right left things. If you see the labels, my first label is going to be secret messaging with Vigneray cipher. In foreground will be black and background will be yellow. So that is on top. See, I have secret messages with Vigneray cipher. Next, I have the orange and steel blue representation of another label, and that label will display my local time, right? So local time will be displayed, and the value for this local time will be obtained from the time package, which I have the code in the bottom. Next, I have the grids. This grids is going to have portions for encryption and decryption, and another text to say an encryption decryption demo app is displayed, right? Next, coming to the portion where I need to do exit reset options. These are actually default functions for any app you use. So whatever the applications you have, what are the tags you have here? You have name, message, key, mode, result. And if you want to click reset button, this reset button, if it is clicked, everything should be changed into a empty string. So I just, if now everything is actually having some values, if I click reset, see everything is actually filled with empty strings. So that's what the reset is actually mentioned for. I made everything as an empty string. So it is actually similar for any application you click, you develop, you can actually want to create a reset function, then this is a default version, you can directly use it. And when you click exit also, you want the root to be destroyed. So root is actually this X button, this X, if you click this, entire thing will be destroyed. So I want the same functionality to be given to this button also. So if I click this, the entire app should close. So if I click, the app will close, right? Similarly, coming down, we will be seeing the labels one by one. My first label say F1, that is in the frame 1, it should be displayed, that is in the left hand side. In left hand side, I'm having the two labels being represented, where one label is there, that is nothing but the name. I have the name label, and for that name I need an entry box also. So this is label and this is entry box. Similarly, I can represent another label, another entry box, another label, another entry box, another label, another entry box. Everything was in frame F1. See, everything will be in frame F1. Yes, everything will be in frame F1. So up to message, I got everything. Then I need the next thing to be in the result. So I'll be having the key, everything being noted, and mode also. And now I'll be going with the result also I'll be posting, everything is stored in the frame. And now I'll be coming with the encode and decode functions. These are very simple functions. Once you understand Vigneray cipher, it is easy for you to pop up with this particular functions, where I do some operations with every character that is being entered in the plain text message. I apply the key with some percentile options and the length of the key, and I make those operations clear, right? So this session is not intended to teach Vigneray cipher. But so if you want to make any other operations you want, you can actually do that. But these functions is actually being kept here for you to understand how various different scenarios or algorithms can be put inside it. When you see these series of projects, you should have some prior knowledge on both Tkinter as well as Python function modules. So I strongly recommend you to see those videos before coming to the project videos, right? Then you have the reference section where the message, if it is E, you call the encode function. If it is actually not E, if it is some other variable, you can actually call decode, right? Then by using the show message, you can actually make the message to be obtained, right? So this is actually the program for the Vigneray cipher to be implemented as a Tkinter application, right? Very simple. Instead of showing your output in a console screen, if you show it in an app like this, it will be great and deliverable. So it means that you have understood Vigneray cipher as well as Python better, so that you have your own app also ready that we others can install as a package and then run, right? Yes. Hope you have got a more insight on both Tkinter projects as well as Vigneray cipher implementation, right? So in the next video, we'll be seeing some other projects also. Thank you.